Hey internet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay Lijo. Hello. Glad that you could join this face of the internet with me. Today we're going to be speaking on the subject of INTJs and presence. This is something that I still very much struggle with myself. And I am at the end of this video going to kind of tell you something that I happened to come across in the solving process that started to work for me in this area. Why do INTJs and INFJs for that matter suffer with the ability to be in the moment, be present? So let's start talking about that subject. If you would like to book time with me, my link is down below for Snug. We can have a one-on-one video chat about this subject or anything else related to the cognitive functions. So you may remember from past videos that I very much believe that everything is solvable. There is a solution to every problem out there, but sometimes we don't always have the reason or the desire to solve those things. So as it relates to presence, now this is something I know in my head is important, but at the end of the day, it's always seemed like such a huge mountain to climb, and I have very much felt at the bottom of it. And all in all, I didn't really have a good enough reason to start climbing up that mountain. I needed more of a TE reason to want to go that way. So why is presence a struggle for the INTJs and the INFJs for that matter? Well, it starts with our introverted intuition, our very first function. Introverted intuition, NI, is constantly attuning to concepts and also tracking patterns that will become concepts. A concept is a nugget of understanding that can be applied to a myriad of different situations. The concept lives in the abstract, and one singular concept can apply to all these different sensory variations. And now introverted intuition will essentially do this because it wants to interact with as little new physical sensory situations as possible. If it can have that one thing that'll solve the situation, that one thing that it knows will work in a certain way, so it has to do less in the real world, it is literally trying to escape being present. It is literally trying to escape reality. So it really makes sense why these two types in particular struggle with being present and feeling in the moment. Now, I didn't particularly realize that I struggled with being present until probably once I entered in my 20s. Over time, you realize that I just don't remember so many things that have happened. I can't do it because of the fact that when I'm in those moments, I wasn't actually in those moments. I wasn't participating in the reality because my brain was participating in the abstract. So what does that lead to? Well, it leads to you missing out on situations, moments, things that are probably important to you. If you kind of look at it and rationalize it, grab that FI, if you're an INTJ, you'll be like, wow, I wish I could have been there because this is something that was FI important to me. And I just completely skipped out on the sensory. But as it turns out, I did accidentally push myself into a form of presence practice this year actually, because I was doing some research and I happened to discover that I haven't been breathing right my entire life. Leave it to intuitives to do the most basic human physical process incorrectly, but I don't breathe correctly. Instead of when I breathe in, having my diaphragm come down and expanding my lungs kind of downward and outward, I lift my chest and breathe out, and that has caused my ribs to flare out. It has caused my rib cage circumference to be about probably 3 to 4 inches wider than it would normally be. And it also has caused my sternum to be kind of separated from itself. So really interesting things. And once I did some more research on it and I found out that some of these physiological issues are correctable with kind of retraining your breath, I was like, well, there's my reason. I should probably learn how to breathe like a good human. So what I started to do and what they recommended doing was, laying on your back and putting your hand on your abdomen and feeling your breath come in and actually raising up your belly. It's in these moments when I was practicing breath, I was actually becoming more present and in tune with my body in a way that I wasn't really expecting. I was coming more into the present moment because I was focusing on something that was so literal and happening in the physical world. So that was kind of the way I accidentally stumbled into this form of, some may call it meditation, but to me it was just a practice of sorts. And I hope to be able to make this video maybe in a year from now and say, hey, these are the best ways to kind of help solve this problem. But if I'm being perfectly honest, which I am with my TE, I'm still working on this. So I offer to you as someone to join the journey with, and yeah, that's all I have to say. So I will see you guys in my next video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. To the moon and back. Bye, internet friends. Concepts are useful nuggets. Concepts are these useful nuggets of understanding. Concepts are these useful nuggets of understanding that you can apply to a myriad. A concept is a little nut. A concept is a nugget of understanding.